Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 76, and today we're returning with two big games of our Lions as we take on Liverpool then in the Premier League in the battle for a top 4 place, plus the first leg of our Europa League semi-final away at Old Trafford against Manchester United. Before we play the games though, shall we getting on off camera? So just a one game to report off camera after the triple header in the last episode saw us progress to the Europa League semi-finals after beating Milan by a goal to nil, and of course our 2-0 victory against Leicester as well. That came away from home against rock bottom of the table Huddersfield Town, and heading into the game I fielded a weakened side for the match. It was the fourth time I'd done this in the recent weeks, and it was the first time we tasted defeat, and Huddersfield right now, bottom of the table, almost certain to go down. This was an epic collapse of epic proportions. We went 2 goals up inside the first quarter of an hour. First Marek Kuchar, 10 minutes in, a wonderful header making it 1-0, in off the underside of the crossbar, and then Pingu latched onto a poor back pass to make it 2-0, and I was thinking, this is a piece of cake, 4 wins on the trot, fielding a weakened side against Premier League teams. These guys are too good, but then we just totally collapsed out of nowhere. 8 minutes later, conceded the penalty. Schindler, still at Huddersfield, funny enough, made it 2-1 from the spot. Then Tyler Roberts made it 2-2, 31 minutes in. And it was one of those moments where it's like, you could just see it coming. You could just see the collapse coming right before your eyes. 2 minutes later, Eddie Green, who might be at the Den next season, more on him in a bit, made it 3-2. Just got the assist, then got the goal. And then later on in the game, 80 minutes to go, Roberts made it 4-2. And the Terriers got the win. They just refused to give up in this game. From 2-0 down, battle back to win it 4-2. And that was a really, really bad defeat for us, and a very damaging one as well in the race for a top 4 place, because with just a few games to go now, it's getting very tight indeed. We've got some tough fixtures to come. We've got Liverpool at home today, we've got Arsenal at home later on the season, and the final game is away against League Leads Manchester City as well. Can't see us getting many points in those games, and right now in the Premier League, as you can see, where are we here? Overview, stages. Right now we are currently sitting in 5th place. We're 2 points behind Manchester United, 5 points behind Arsenal. We do have a game in hand on the former though, and 2 on the latter as well. So we've still got time to sort it out and get into the top 4. But that was a really bad loss. And for Terriers right now, that was only their first win in, well, quite a while. That should have been a banker. Instead, a terrible loss and a really poor defeat. But on Eddie Green as well, the guy that scored the goal and got the assist as well. He is one of the premier players in the division for assists and goals this season. He's got 12 assists. That's the 4th joint highest assists in the season. 17 goals well in 33 games. And I might try and pick up next season because he does have a relegation release clause of 16.5 mil. And it seems like the Terriers are, despite the win, certs to go down. So, well, you never know with that sort of performance. They're certs to stay up despite the deficit. Anyway, the first game today is against Liverpool at the Den, and again in the race of the Premier League right now, both teams have a good chance of making the top 4, but I would say if either team lose this game, there's going to be a massive question mark on their chances of making the Champions League. So we've not got a great record against Liverpool in the series, just 1 win picked up in 11 games, so it's going to be a very tough one despite being at the Den. But after loss against the Terriers, my first team is back out there. Taking no chance for this game, and hopefully we'll return to winning ways as well. Right now on the injury front, just one player down. That's Keith O'Connell out of 2 to 4 weeks with a twisted ankle. So our lineup is in the 4-2-4, Lunan in goal, but for retirement, Allsop, Ferrinchuk and Ranieri with McKennie and Dobby as CMs. Louise and Webster on the wings. Black is starting up top in this game alongside Julian Benker. And on the bench, Petkovic, Maori, Pingu, Paolo, Matt O'Reilly, Menji and Redinaldo as well. So first game, it's Liverpool. We need a response, we need a win. Come on, you Lions. Interesting to see Phil Foden is now at Liverpool in the game. I watched the Community Shield yesterday. I'm sure most of you guys did as well. How amazing is this Manchester City team? It's absolutely incredible. It's, you know, obviously last season setting the record for most points in the season. First team ever in the Premier League to reach treble digits for points accumulated. Extraordinary season, and they don't seem to have got weaker at all. In fact, they seem to have strengthened. It's going to be an amazing season to watch this year to see if they can replicate what they did last season. And speaking of Foden, got the assist for the first Aguero goal. I thought he played well. He's a heck of a young talent, and you can't really find many weak spots in a Manchester City team, can you? But anyway, still 0-0 here, 17 minutes in. A point would not be a bad result in the response to the loss away against Huddersfield, but if we are to make the top 4, we need to win these games, the games at home in our final run-in, if we are to make the Champions League spots. It's going to be tough, but we've got to make sure we capitalise on our home form as Black releases Benker, who comes through and shoots and puts it just over the bar. First chance off target and a golden chance spurned. Obviously, in the last episode, if you remember, creating chances was the issue for us. Our defense, very good, but getting forward and getting goals, quite difficult for us, and it seems like the same has started off in this game as well. We're playing a better football, or so it appears. We can't seem to break the deadlock. Maybe now as Ranieri goes down the right hand side and crosses to Webster in the middle, he crosses himself to find John Black off the crossbar, and Marisic gets away. That's why Black is in the team. He normally gets the goal when we need one. Off the woodwork, still 0-0, ending the first half strong. But it does look like we're going to head into the break, still deadlocked at 0-0. Just consider our first shot of the game as well for our opponent. So still 0-0. Again, wouldn't be a bad result, but really need to capitalise on our home form. These results, they're not bad, but they're not good either. Right now, Arsenal are being held away at Goodison Park, and Chelsea are holding Manchester United for us as well, although they are down to 10 men as well. The games here are absolutely crucial. These three first ones for a race for a top 4 place. And for Spurs now, they seem to be fine. They're pulling away from the drop zone and should be safe. I'm going to say to the boys they've been unlucky so far. One player's motivated. I will criticise the attack and the midfield individually as well to fire the boys up. Make no changes. Second half begins. Still 0-0. I'm confident if we play like this, we'll find a breakthrough at some point. But it's a game of few chances at the moment, so if we get a good one again, we've got to make sure we take it this time. 5 minutes after the restart, another highlight, and again it's going to come to the lines. Webster on the ball down the right hand side, skins his man and keeps on going. Great run by Clinton. Cross wasn't the best, but Rico fumbled it, and Benker hits the post, and it's scrambled behind by Omre Chan for a corner. And once again, we failed to capitalise. Rico not convincing goalkeeping there, but did enough, and then Benker off the woodwork probably should have turned in the rebound. Still 0-0. Black Cross, easy claim this time. And again, another great opportunity to take the lead goes begging. If we keep on missing these chances, I can see Liverpool nicking a late winner right to death. In the last episode, I discussed what's our best chance of qualifying for the Champions League. Is it a place in the top 4, or is it winning the Europa League? I would say with the games in hand we've got, as Manchester United just gone a goal up there away at Stamford Bridge, I would say it's finishing in the top 4. But right now, we're not capitalising. And I'm going to make some changes here, 17 minutes to go. I'm going to take off Black, who has, unfortunately, for the first time in a while, let us down. And to bring on Reddy Naldo, who's actually played quite well this season for us. And I might also operate Menji in the inside forward role for Louise as well, as he's a right-footed player that plays on the left side. And I'll just make those 2 changes for now. 17 minutes to go. Can we find a winner? Or can Liverpool find a winner? Fakir's free kick to the middle. Flicked on, and Luhan's turned it in. And Liverpool take the lead. And, well, I was saying top 4, probably our best chance. Not if we're going to lose this game. 1-0 down. Liverpool are going to close the gap with us to 1 point. And we're now going to be 5 points behind both Manchester United if they hold on to win at Stamford Bridge, and Arsenal. And we'll blow the game in hand as well. So 1-0 down. And what did I say earlier? I could see Liverpool nicking a late goal. They've done just that. And as they take the lead, now we've got to respond, but it's also gives the ball away here. We've totally capitulated at the end of the season. This happens to us quite a lot. I mean, seriously, we lost to Huddersfield, rock bottom. Now we're almost 2 goals down at home to Liverpool as well. This is going to be a bad couple of results, and it could really hamper our end-of-season run-in. Everton are 3-1 up on Arsenal as well. The race for a top 4 place is going to be so tight as we close out the season. 8 minutes to go, and I said a draw wasn't going to be enough. I'll take a draw with open arms right now if we get it, but instead, it looks like Liverpool are going to beat us. We've got a really poor record against Liverpool in the series. That's going to continue, and it might get even worse here as the clock is running out. Foden to Fekir. And Fekir finds Ben Woodburn on this left-hand side. The talented youngster steps inside and finds Fekir. And Beale gives it him straight back. Woodburn looks for space. Back to Fekir. These two playing 1-2s for days. Luan now receives it, the goal scorer. Back to Fekir. Back inside towards Luan down the right flank now. He'll cross the middle. Woodburn's at the far post. Luna makes the save. And right now it's a case of Liverpool just pressing now, looking for a second goal. 5 minutes to go. And this is going to be a really poor result to start the episode off. And Manchester United have gone 2 goals up now. Rashford has confirmed a victory away in London. Oh man, it's all going wrong for us right at the end of the season. There was a chance at a top 4 place. We've been in the top 4 for such a long period of time, and now we're bottling it right in the closing stages. So another poor result. It's back-to-back defeats, and the first time in the second half of the campaign we've had back-to-back defeats. Failure to score a goal as well. We're not scoring many at the moment, and as you can see, we now drop down to 6th place in the table as well. And again, we're 5 points behind both Manchester United, moving up to 3rd, and Arsenal in 4th as well. We still have a game in hand on the Red Devils, and also 2 on Arsenal as well. But I'd rather the points than the game in hand, of course. 2 defeats on the trot, dropping to 6th, and now look at this as well. Everton, Millwall, and Liverpool on the outside looking in. Who is going to make the top 4? This race is so tight. There's absolutely no way Spurs struggle like they've done this season, next season. So that's another big team that we'll have to outmuscle if we are to claim a top 4 place next campaign if it doesn't happen this season. So, I said this season it was our best possible chance at winning silverware. It certainly was. And I'm glad we finally did that by winning the Carabao Cup. But it's also the best possible chance we'll have of making the top 4 as well. And to have been in the top 4 for such a long period of time, and now to have dropped out of it and failed to get back in it as well, since, when was this, week 25? Oh man, that is just typical, man. We're in there for such a long time when it didn't matter. And now right at the end of the season, we've completely choked it away. And Enzo is tearing it up on loan at Schalke as well. Just scored another goal. That's 14 in 21 league appearances for him. I'm gutted this guy wouldn't sign a new contract with us. He's going to leave on a free transfer as well, because, right now, in a patch of form where we're struggling to put the ball in the back of the net, he presents a different option in terms of his height and his strength, and that's something that we currently don't have right up top for us. But anyway, the second and final game is Manchester United away, and if we're not going to qualify for the Champions League in the top 4, then this will be our best possible chance, doing it in the Europa League. Manchester United in the Europa League semi-finals, though, not going to be an easy task at all. I don't think it's too much for us to ask for to qualify for the Champions League in this our 9th season. We've certainly got the players. We've certainly got the team. We've got an awesome squad with so much young talent. I think the problem is the manager. My tactics at times can just be nothing other than just guesswork, really. And that I start to get exposed a little bit towards the end of the season in crucial games where I just don't know how to change it in our favour. Here we go then, first leg, it's Manchester United away at Old Trafford in the Europa League semi-finals. Now, we have beaten Manchester United. I think the past 2 times we faced them this season, we certainly beat them at Old Trafford 3-0, and I'm pretty sure we beat them at the Den as well this season in the Premier League. So we've not exactly played poorly against them in recent meetings, but they are the better team, there's no doubt about that, and we know for sure this is going to be a really tough game. I was tempted to do a team meeting but before the game, but I think I'll leave it and do it after this result, because if it's another defeat, then I want to get us G'd up for the final run in the Premier League and the second leg as well. So this will be our team for the game then, switching to the 4-2-3-1 as we do in Europe, and this will be our lineup as well. We've got Pekovic in goal, about for retirement, Allsop, Ferencik and Ranieri, with Paolo and McKennie the CMs. The attacking midfield trio, Louise on left, Webster on the right, and O'Reilly advanced playmaker supporting Benka, and on the bench Lunin, Mauri, Pingu Koulibaly, Menji, Marek and Redinaldo as well. So second game is Manchester United. First game didn't go according to plan. Let's get a solid result here in the first leg though, and give us a chance heading back to the Den. Come on. I don't expect us to win the first leg. In fact, I expect us to lose the first leg. But if we could possibly get ourselves an away goal or 2, then that's always an advantage heading back home for the second leg. It's always a good feeling to have that in your back pocket heading into the return. And the first chance is going to fall to us as well. And it's a goal. 2 minutes in, we wanted the away goal and we've got it. And what a surprise, is the top scorer in Europe doing it once again. Julian Benka heads us in front. And from the first chance, it's resulted in a goal. Luiz's free kick flicked on. I'm not sure who that hit there. It might be Lukaku or Dembele. But it fell to Benka at the far post, who heads it in for the tight angle. 1-0 Millwall and a perfect start. Come on. And now a corner for the Lions. Paolo takes it. McKennie's on the edge. He's found O'Reilly. Oh, it's 2-0. It's the perfect start. It's a dream start. 7 minutes in, and we lead at Old Trafford by 2-0. It was a corner routine. I don't set up corner routines and set piece routines in FM, but a lot of the time, they just automatically play it to the edge of the area because there's always a man free. McKennie plays it in. O'Reilly would have finished 2-0 Millwall, and inside the first 10 minutes, we're 2 goals up here at Old Trafford. Right, let's not capitulate as badly as we did away at Huddersfield. Come on. That's what I'm mindful of right now, that epic capitulation at the John Smith Stadium. Went 2 goals up, quarter of an hour in, and then lost 4-2. Let's not do it again. 2 goals to the good. Come on, I want to get to the break, still up by 2 goals. But here's Gelson Martin's crossing. Allsop clears it away from Petkovic, and Luis de Paolo will find Timon, who gets it long, and maybe a chance on a counter. Benku scored our first and left-hand side with lots of work to do, but he's doing it all himself. Oh, Benka. I love this guy so much. Wonderful solo run. Just couldn't finish it. But what a miraculous first half this has been. We lead by 2. We're controlling the possession battle. We could have been 3 goals up. Come on. Let's at least be leading by 2 heading into the dressing room. This will be a really great first half display. It has been so far. Let's not throw it away and undo what has been a great first 45 minutes. So right to Paolo, into Benka, and Julian looking for a teammate, gives it away. Manchester United get it back, but Ferencik heads clear, Webster heads it down, and O'Reilly puts his foot on the ball. Come on, I'm really nervous right now. I want to get into the break, still leading by 2. But here's Benker on the ball, crossing towards Luiz, and he said, let's make it 3. Luiz with the goal, and we're 3-0 up at Old Trafford with 7 minutes to go in the first half. I don't know what's happened to Manchester United in this save, but they were so good in the first few seasons, but now we seem to have found their number. Webster to Benker, crosses across the ground, Luiz beats his man to the ball, puts it in, 3-0 up, and I really shouldn't be saying that, because whenever I say something like that, my opponents come out and show us what they're all about. Anyway, 3-0 up, that should do it for the first half. What a fantastic performance. Alright, we'll scratch what I was saying earlier. The best route of qualification for the Champions League is not the top 4 in the Premier League, it's doing it in the Europa League. We lead by 3 at Old Trafford, heading into half-time. This is the sort of stuff you dream of before you submit your team. This is the sort of stuff you just fantasize about. You don't expect it to happen, but it has happened. With 3 goals up, heading into the second half. Let's just make sure now we stay tight. We got those away goals we wanted. They're in the bag heading back to the Den. Let's make sure we don't concede and get a clean sheet as well. Come on. I am mindful of the fact that Randy Area and Timon are on bookings though. Now I think that one of those players is going to pick up a suspension for the second leg, and that's going to be really crucial as well, because both of those fullbacks this season have been really good for us, particularly Randy Area down the right-hand side, and of course Timon is our best left-back by far as well, as Rashford finds Gelson Martins, and I wanted a clean sheet, it almost went there, 13 minutes after the restart, big let-off as he puts the shot wide. Come on, we're 3 goals up, let's not surrender this scoreline here. But Manchester United right now have got a bit between their teeth and they're beginning to attack at will and look to reduce this deficit. Here's Gelson Martins on the right into Marcus Rashford. Rashford with a great through ball. Ali's through and does score, and that was coming. And the former Spurs boy puts Manchester United back in it. Right, let's not capitulate now. This would still be a really good result. Lovely work goal by the Red Devils as well. Dembele across the pitch to Gelson Martins into Marcus Rashford. He spotted a run of Ali who goes in between our back 4, and a good finish past Petkovic as well. 3-1, I'll still take this as a good result. Let's not throw it away. It's going to happen, isn't it? We're going to totally choke it. It'll just epitomise what's been our end of season run. Lewis Cook into his man, back towards Felipe down the right, who crosses. Ali is there, it's 3-2. Oh, it was writing on the wall at half-time. I was celebrating the first leg result, but it was only half-time. Football's a game of 2 halves, that's the cliche, and we're seeing it right now. From a brilliant first half display to an abysmal second half performance. Lovely ball by Martins to Felipe, good cross, Ali beats his man, 3-2, and Manchester United have come from 3 goals down to reduce the deficit to just 1. 15 minutes to go, let's not throw away the win, come on. 8 minutes on the clock. Can we hang on to the victory in the first leg? Or are Manchester United kind of come back from 3 goals down to claim the draw heading back to the Den? Cook dispossesses O'Reilly and feeds Marcus Rashford, running at blue shirts, dispossessed thankfully by McKennie though, and will get the ball away. We've just completely capitulated, and based on the game against Huddersfield, I'm not one bit surprised here. Manchester United looking for that equalising goal. If we still win the game 3-2, it's still a good first leg result, but it could have been so much better. But as Cook wins it back, we've totally lost it. We've just given up. Dembele to Sostic into Ali inside the centre circle. He's had a great second half, and he's found Rashford, and it should have been 3-3. What a let-off. What's happened to us? Come on. 5 minutes of stoppage time. It would still be a good result, but not if we throw it away from 3 goals up. I'll be livid heading into the second leg, knowing this tie wouldn't have been done, but we would have had a massive advantage. But Koulibaly off the bench, I've put him on as a box-to-box midfielder, a rare goal scorer, has made it 4-2. Where did he come from? I just put him off the bench for a bit more energy through the middle of the park, operating in the box-to-box, and he just storms forward, and Benker says, here you go, Mamadou, put it home for us and give us a 2-goal cushion again. Great ball by O'Reilly into Benker, and Koulibaly, he barely goes into the opposition penalty area. That's unfamiliar territory for him, but he scored a goal to make it 4-2. Oh, that's a huge goal, and that could have massive consequence heading into the second leg for the Red Devils, because they were going for an equalising goal. Now they're 2 goals down, and they'll have to score 3 goals at the Den due to the away goals as well. I wanted a couple of away goals tonight. We've got 4 of them at Old Trafford, and you know what? Forget what I was saying a moment ago. This is a brilliant result for us. We almost totally threw it away as Rashford's shot is easily caught, but instead, Koulibaly's stoppage time goal could be a big factor in a possible route to the final. So a big victory there. I'm going to say that was really special, lads. Nobody gives a chance to be played magnificently. Congratulations. Most players are pretty happy about that. I'll praise McKennie as well and said you impressed me out there too. And that is a big win. 2 assists for Benker as well. He's got 3 assists in 2 games games now in the Europa League. The goal scorer returning provider in the big games, and that's a brilliant first leg result. Athletic Bilbao thumped Feyenoord 5-1 in their first leg in Spain, and that is a fantastic first leg result, and that certainly does make me feel a lot better after the big defeat to Liverpool. Barcelona, hands off Julian support striker Benker. But that will end today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. A big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated, and your little channel out as well. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the second leg of the Europa League semi-final in the next episode at the Den, and also the game against Arsenal as well. Two massive games in the Europa League and the race for a top 4 place in the Premier League as well. Have an awesome day, much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon. Bye.